you, Thakur Maharaj. Thank you all, doctors, Dr. Maharaj. And thank you all, patient Maharaj. There are different types of Maharaj. It is, as Dr. Thakur said, Ayurveda is not scientific, that's what generally people say. There is a cause for it. The cause is not because of the Western medicine. The cause is because of the very physicians who prescribe the Ayurveda and their lack of understanding of modern terms. I was doing lots and lots of research about Vada, Pitta and Kapha, these three humors. And in my next book I am going to explain about that. Pitta means it is not merely bile or anything related to that. There are different types of Pitta which is we can actually relate to the modern medical terms. We got not only a circulatory system with their blood flows, but also there is another system of circulation. Most of the things what we are hearing at present, they are unable to relate in modern terms. That's why the modern scientists say that that's not scientific. It is not unscientific because there's no one to interpret and properly tell. For example, there is a word, Dasharatha is the name of Lord Rama's father, King Dasharatha. The word comes from Dasharatha. His chariot can go in 10 different directions simultaneously. Well, how is it possible? You may ask. There could be a spaceship. They did not say spaceship, it's called Ratha. In Sanskrit, Ratha means several meanings are there. So when we try to interpret Dasharatha, we interpret in our own way. Example again, take, I am flying, my twin-engine plane is about 250 horsepower. Now after 2000 years of World War III, some descendant of one of my students said, Swami Vishnu has got a plane which flies with 200 horsepower. Now what will they mean about that? 200 horses are flying? They do not understand what the 200 for us understand. My small ultralight aircraft is only 20 horsepower. That means it doesn't have 20 horses flying there with that. One candle power. After 2000 years after World War III, what they will understand what is one candle power? This is about 20 watts. So many things happened in the past, and then there was a time, dark period, just like we are going to have soon. And after the dark period came again, the civilization started developing. This memory is people who handed over what happened in the past, the missile range, etc. They pass it on to their children, and their children, someone later on noted. That's what happened in our history too. In Ramayana, there are mentioning about space war, literally Star War. How Indrajit suddenly took off his chariot and went up in that and buried himself in the cloud. From there he starts sending missiles. And Arjuna, Lakshmana, then goes and then finds that missile, and then he's destroyed that missile by neutralizing the effect of the missile. Now this has been written about several thousand years ago. Before we never knew anything about missiles. But Ramayana is nothing but Star Wars. Then again Ashwadhama sends that Brahmastra, the most powerful weapon. It's like a multi-megatron hydrogen bomb missile. And Arjuna asked Krishna, what can I do? It's going to burn the whole world. He said, it is Brahmastra sent by you can only neutralize its effect by another Brahmastra. Literally say, neutralize the effect, the energy. There is no other way. You know that Brahmastra, only Brahmastra can be removed by another Brahmastra. So use that energy and neutralize it. I can look into that and interpret now when I hear Russians are sending the missiles and it is going to stratosphere, and Americans are now spy satellites watching. The moment the Russian missile off from the ground, within 9 feet off from the ground, American satellites, spy satellites can see, there it is, danger. Immediately calculates and send message to the ground control, take action. And suddenly American missiles go up to neutralize it. Well, that's exactly what happened. Same thing with Ayurveda. I do not go too much into the subject. Why this is called unscientific? Still our modern, I just asking all the Ayurvedic doctors, they are unable to understand and explain the subject. That's what the core problem. Same with yoga too. Before I came to yoga, yoga was not understood and the people were criticizing yoga. Then I wrote and explained the complete illustrated book of yoga and explained what it is all about. Since then, yoga has been accepted. Before that, they would not accept. They think it's some kind of magic or mysterious thing some yogis are doing in the caves. That's what they thought, literally. After writing the complete illustrated book of yoga, their attitude changed. UCLA, they are using as a textbook. So it's same thing with Ayurveda too. If you can understand what they are talking, little bit analyze and then try to put that in modern terms, then they will accept it. So it is not what you are calling unscientific. We are unable to explain what it is. That's the whole situation now. I am trying to see what I can do by my next encyclopedia of yoga, history, science and therapy. I am bringing everything. One of the things just I want to mention about history of India. Aryans invaded India is absolutely wrong and critical. Aryans never invaded because Aryans were there even before England, in Europe there Aryans were ever existed. In Mahabharata, Lord Krishna, which is about 5000 BC, addressing Arjuna, Arjuna doesn't want to fight and dropped in that battlefield throwing his weapons. Arjuna addressing him, Arjuna, Anarayustam Asodhyam, you are acting as not like an Aryan. There is mentioning of Aryan throughout the Mahabharata. The Aryan names are there where before Europe where people were living in the caves. So Krishna's time they were Aryans, and these Aryans, when the Dwaraka actually went underwater, as Krishna said, within 7 days I leave this planet Earth, the Dwaraka will go underwater, just move away everyone to run. And literally happened. Dwaraka is just below the Afghanistan, Pakistan, you know where it is, just off that coast. That's the place Dwaraka was. And you look into that, all the people then survived, they ran. The nearest place is Afghanistan, and it's called Afghanistan was not a separate, it's a part of India which is called Gandhara. In fact, Gandhari, the Duryodhana's mother, coming from that Gandhara, and so also Iran, it's also part. It's all the original Indian continent, the subcontinent was spread in that way. So the Middle East, if you look into that area, Aryans actually migrated after the Krishna's, this great disaster of that Dwaraka, and so they migrated through that area, Afghanistan, Persia, Iran, present Iran, etc., and went to Greece. Later on, they came back. I can prove also through various other methods. So I am writing in my history, Aryans did not just come from outside to invade India. Aryans were in India long time before any Aryans ever known in Europe. They moved off to Greece, to Rome. Wherever these Aryans moved off, they brought a civilization. Later on, they also moved back through the same Khyber Pass, the same land route. So I am trying to relate many facts which is forgotten and reinterpret the whole thing from A to Z in my next book. This is what I am trying. So what I want to convey completely, even with all the explanations about Ayurveda and all the medicines, still none of us still know the power of the mind. Whether a sick person gets well is because of a drug or a treatment, or because of the doctor, or because of what, or it's subjective. I just give a simple example. I was long time when I was young, I got my master's permission and went to Himalayas deep into Sargashi for my intense sadhana. Master gave me only very little, because ashram didn't have anything, a small amount of money which I could purchase, enough grains, and I learned from a villager how to cook khichdi. It's only one thing. For my sadhana, I know very little food. Morning, midday, evening, midnight, 4 times I do my pranayama, so I can't eat too much. And so with that limited diet, I was staying in a very lonely place. After some time, 2 village people, because they are the villages or the mountain people, live in the mountains, and there is no hospital more than sometimes 200 miles away. They are the nearest doctor or the hospital. And there's heard there's a Swami living on the on the Ganges bank. So that both couples trekked maybe 3 or 4 hours trekked from their village, and they came to my cottage. I was a small. Anyhow, for them they got belief in holy man, Swamis, and especially a little bit Western educated means him they must be knowing something more about medicine. So they came to my cottage, and both of them prostrated before me, and then said, the woman, my husband is having terrible fever and pain, please help, there's no other medicine. I casually touched it and see what his condition. His body was boiling. I could see that naturally. You don't have to have any thermometer. It is very, very hot. Now what can I do? I didn't have any even first aid medicine. To send these people back to their village is cruel. He has to walk again another 5 miles back. He came with all the faith thinking that some cure will come from me. Am I allowed to just allow him to go back without giving anything, though I didn't have any medicine? Then I thought, well, mind over matter. These people have one thing which I can use. It is their own energy. That's their faith. Their faith in a Swami. Though I am not a holy man, makes no difference. They got the faith, I am a holy man. I got some power in me. That's their belief. Why can't I make this belief useful for them? So I asked them to sit under the shade. I went into my puja room. I took a glass of water, put little holy ash, little bit of sugar, little bit of lemon, and made into some kind of taste and color out of it, from nothing. That concoction has got no meaning at all, but for them they do not know what it is. For them it is just some kind of miraculous things I am going to bring from my room. That's what they are. They're exactly the illusion I created. So I took the glass of water, put little the holy ash, which will give the color, and then put little lemon, a little bit of lemon, 1 drop of lemon juice to give the taste, and little bit of sugar. And I told them, repeated Trembakam Ijamahe, my mantra, and then I gave him, please read them, I gave them this, asked him to drink. And they said, in half an hour you are going to be all right. Now whether you believe it or not, exactly that happened. After half an hour, the man's fever gone and he walked back home thanking me. Now tell me, is it my power? I did not have anything. Only I knew that they got the faith in me, I can use their own faith for their benefit. This is what's happening, whether doctor or the medicine or drugs or spiritual communion or whatever it is, any kind of cure is not coming from outside, it is within you. You are having all the things to cure. For example, look, Swami Karthika and she fell down and broke. What doctors did is only put a cast. The rest of the things are taking place within. No doctor can do anything about the healing process. Same thing with all. This we always forget. The healing coming from some doctor or some medicine, some drugs. But we don't understand there is nothing outside, everything is within you. That if you understand what healing process is. So yoga, Ayurveda, all of the science related is eventually to make you understand, man, you are seeking salvation and solace outside the universe, in drugs, in surgery, in doctors, in holy man. It is not outside, it is within you. Look within. Get that strength from within. And go dive deep. In the beginning you need these crutches, medicine, surgery, doctor, Ayurveda, so forth. These crutches you can use it in the beginning. But eventually the real way you can get the freedom from sickness is when you go into your soul. That is the sum total of the whole meaning. So in conclusion, there is nothing unscientific in this universe or anything miracle. What you call miracle